everybody, it's Anne from Anne's Stampin' Up. Facebook seems to be working right now. It's a little iffy, but we're going to keep going with it. Hope everybody had a lovely weekend. Hope it was a nice long so today we're going to make this card here. It's this one used the pale papaya cardstock on the background and everything, and it used a paper called True Love Designer Series paper, and it was in the mini catalogue that just ended on June the 30th. Yeah, June the 30th. It was in there. It was part of a suite called Love You Always. It was part of this one, and it's where is it? This paper. It's this paper here, and to be honest, I never paid much attention to it. But I thought I'd dig it out this morning. I was just having a look to see what I had, dig it out this morning, and we're going to use it. The sheet we're going to use starts off looking like this, and I cut off a strip. I cut a piece, notes, I cut a piece that was 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. Now the 3 3/4 is because I wanted a border all the way around of black, but I also needed these spaces in here as well. So that's why it's 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, not your standard 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so we'll put the camera down and we'll see what we have. A standard card base, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored to 4 1/4. We have a black mat, which is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Because I just want about 1/8 of an inch around the outside. I want you to see the pink, okay? And then we have this piece of DSP, which is, as I said, 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so we're going to cut this and we're going to color it. All right, so first of all, we're going to decide which way we want the paper to sit on the card itself, because we're going to cut it like that, so we want to see some flowers in the middle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure, whoops, turn the one around, 2 inches along the top, and just put a little mark, and 2 inches down the left side, and put a little mark. Now it doesn't have to be exact, but you know, it needs to be, you'll see what I mean. Let me show you on this card. You want an even piece here and here on the top corner of your card. That's where your 2 inches comes in. I've lost my 2 inches on the top. I see it. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in my cutter, and this is my 2 inch mark here, and I'm going to put the corner right in the slot. Let's see, which way do I need to move this? Pull it towards me. There. So I've got a 2 inch here, and I've got my corner there. I'm going to put my blades, whoops, that one popped out, my blades at the top of my cutter, because it's easier to cut where the wide piece of the card is than it is to try and start cutting on a corner piece, right? So I'm just going to go down there like that, put that there. Then we're going to turn the card and find the other 2 inch mark, which is here, and we're going to put that in the corner, in the groove, and the point in the corner again. Oops, got to move my blade up to the top again. There. And that gives me this piece that goes right in the corner of your card like that. Okay. I move that out, and I'm going to put the cutter away because I think I finished with it. So this card we're going to color with alcohol markers. That's why I have this extra piece of scrap paper on my desk. And just move that back a bit and see if I can give myself more room. Okay, right, so I'm going to color this now. I'm going to color my leaves first with light olive. Okay, light old olive. The reason I'm going to color the leaves first is because let me think, let me get this right. If the pink bleeds into the green, you won't see it. If the green bleeds into the pink, it'll go like a dark brown. So we're going to use the brush tip, and we're going to colour the leaves. And I'm always better if I can turn it and see where my edge of my leaf is. And honestly, I'm not going to I'm not going to be too precise here with these. I'm not going to, you know, shade them light and dark and give them dimension and all the rest of it, because honestly they've got some beautiful black lines into the in the flowers and things and in the leaves, and I'm just going to use the black lines as they are for dimension. Just got to see my leaves, I can't even find them. Okay. And the reason I've got this scrap paper on my desk is because, as you know, alcohol markers bleed right through your paper. So just remember that, and don't do alcohol markers on your nice white desk, because it doesn't wash off very easily. Leaf there. Yeah, I think that's, oh, there's some leaves down here. And I also think, I know you can possibly see that I don't go right to the end, to the black line around the edge of my leaves, and that's because I think these markers bleed just a little bit, so I don't go right to the end, because I think when it bleeds it pushes it all out to the edge and fills in the spots I've missed. There. So that looks like all of my leaves here, I think. Well, let's see, that's a bit of leaf there. Okay. Alright. So now we're just going to quickly colour in the flowers, and as I say, for this card we're using light polished pink, and honestly I'm just going to colour, and as I say, I'm not going to do shading, I'm not going to do dimension or anything like that. I'm just going to colour them in. The thing with these flowers, as I say, they've got nice black lines on, so it sort of gives you dimension there, but it also I think if you just go over the spot again, you know, and it gives it a little bit of a dark pink, there's your shading right there for you. Okay, come on. I do like this polished pink colour. I love the what is it called? Fresh Freesia as well. That's the purple, and I did have there. I have that one that I coloured in the Fresh Freesia, which was kind of nice as well, but I thought I'd go with the pink for this one. You can make a lovely set of cards if you were going to give them as a gift, you know, and do one in the three lighter colours. The greens are not really great for flowers, but you could do your leaves in the what are the greens called? Soft succulent. That's a nice soft, that would do for a leaf, but I think the evening evergreen might be a little bit too dark for leaves on this type of card. But you know, you could do two in the pale papaya, two cards in the Fresh Freesia, two cards in polished pink here, and that would honestly be a lovely set of cards for somebody. You could pack them in one of the acetate boxes that we have at Stampin' Up, and that would make a nice gift for somebody. More flour and we're done. So the new catalogue has been ordered for everybody. It should be here, I think on Friday. I think it's July the 9th. They said was my delivery date. It's a little bit strange because usually demonstrators get a copy in the mail, and we don't now. So it's kind of, you know, you get a PDF that you can look at online, but it's not good enough for me. I don't like that. Okay, so here we have the 3 pieces of the card we cut, and I'm going to go back together looking, let me just turn that back together looking like this. All right, so let me just show you how to put the card together. 1, 2, 3. So we've got a black mat, and I'm going to use liquid glue for this. I don't have any green, I don't have a green Tombow, but I've got a blue Tombow, and I'm going to show you how to put this back together on the mat. I'm going to put the outside pieces first because I want my border even around the outside. Okay, and then I can center the part that I've colored right in the middle. So let me just keep going with this. This is what I mean about lining up my edge piece. So I've got not quite 1/8 of an inch going all the way around the side. To line up my long side, it should be pretty good. My fingers there, and then I'm going to take a piece of the other side that goes here and put that down. And with liquid glue for something like this, it's good because you can slide your card to where you need it, your DSP on the card to where you need it. Okay, so I think I've got a pretty even border going on around the outsides, and this is the back of my piece, of course, and just gonna get lots of glue and get it right down to the point because I don't want the point to lift up. This is the tricky part. You're trying to line up your piece in the corner, get it all lined up, make sure it's all nice and even. Now that's not perfectly lined up there, but we can fix that. We can put the sentiment there if we want to for a change. All right, so that goes there like that. We'll take this piece and we'll use some tape runner. And I'm using up my fast fuse because they don't make it anymore, but okay, make sure we've got the card open the right way. And again, we should have about a scant eighth of an inch all the way around this card. There. There now, that's not so bad. Okay, so we're going to do some stamping, and for the stamping I'm using the Peaceful Moment stamp set. I'm just going to do happy birthday again, and on the inside it says wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. And I've got a nice piece of Whisper White to stamp my inside sentiment on. And I'm going to use Memento Black. Get my hands out of the way. Stamp the inside first. And you know, with Memento you can really pound your stamp into it and get a good inking on there. And I'm just going to line this up at the edge of my paper. So I've got a straight edge, my card is straight, I hope. Yeah, not so bad. And then I'm going to take a scrap, just a little scrap, and stamp the happy birthday on it. Put those out of the way. Put the lid back on this messy stamp set. Stamp pad. And I have a punch somewhere. Here it is. It's called Label Me Fancy. Now it's a label punch, I know, but it will do us today. Oops, and it's got to go this way. Oops. Caught. And the pink, I'm going to back it on pink. I'm just going to cut another label out. There. That shut. Move that, move that. This piece here, I'm going to cut in half right across the center because I want it to stick out above my white part either end. So I'm going to take a longer pair of scissors. My little pair of scissors here, my snips, would not cut the whole thing in half in one cut. So because I want it to be just straight, I don't want to jog in the middle, I'm just going to use my longer scissors, cut it straight in the middle. There. And what I'm going to do is, I don't think one side is any better than another. Take my tape again. There. And I've got, is that glue? Could be. Whoops. And I'm going to line up this corner almost with this, with the edge of this. I want to be able to see it, but I also want it to be straight right along here, right? Not bad. And we're going to put glue on the other side. And do the same thing. That side better. Whoops. There. Now. Oh, that's pretty good. The way to tell if you're straight is if your piece in the middle that's left over is nice and straight and even on both sides. If it's off to the side, you know you've got one side out of whack and you need to peel one of these pieces gently off and realign it. Okay, so we've got the card to put together. We're going to pop this on the inside, the wishing you every happiness. Oops. Have about an 1/8 of an inch all the way around. There. Oops. I'm going to put it down here, and we're going to pop it up on some pieces of dimensional. Oh, come on. Yeah, I use all the pieces of my dimensionals, all the pieces around the edge, They're just as good as anything else. There. And then I took a piece of the polished pink ribbon. What is it called? It's called open weave ribbon. Okay, it looks like this when you start off with it. But what I did was I cut it up the middle to make two separate parts. I'm going to put the bound edge, if you will, bound edges together, hopefully. And it doesn't matter that it's not all even, it's okay. And we're going to make a loop, a loop. I'm just going to tie a small bow. Hopefully this works. Come on, come on. Don't pull it too fast because you want to pull the centers, if you will, so that you get a knot. You don't want to pull the strings on the outside, and you have to sort of adjust the strings on the outside, pulling them back and turning them over if you need to. You see this one's twisted. Turn it over if you need to as you put it through. There. And then when you've got enough to hold everything, you pull the bow tight. And see, I've got one loop that looks a little too big. You need to find which string you're going to pull to shorten that loop a little bit. There, and it's gone. That's nice. You're going to trim the ends, so it's okay if the ends aren't quite even. When I say the ends, I mean these pieces. If they're not quite even, but this makes a nice frilly little bow for you. Okay, and I'm just going to stick it on here like this with a glue dot. Ends. Like that. And we've got some of the 2021-23 in color gems here, and these are really sparkly little gems. Look at them, they're just gorgeous. And we're just going to pop one or two on the bottom of the card. Pokey tool, here it is. Get that picked up. There it goes. Come on. One there. One there. So there you have it. Did I put the inside in? I did. I put the inside in. So there you have it. There's quite a simple, easy little card. Two different colors, pale papaya and polished pink, and they just make really nice cards. And you see how pretty the pale papaya bow is, as well as the pink. Really makes a nice simple card. If you want to copy this card, please feel free to do so. I'm more than happy for you to copy my cards. If you're going to sell your cards, put the Stampin' Up! Angel stamp on the back of your card for sure, to just let everybody know that all these stamps and papers and things were from Stampin' Up! And thanks for watching, and I will see you all next week. I'll post these cards on on our card group and maybe on YouTube too, we'll see. Post them for everybody to use and everybody to see. So thanks for watching. Good to see you all. Bye. Talk to you soon.